Welcome to the Sophia D Radio Show, and I have my friend, author, mother, grandmother, first lady, pastor's wife, the do-it-yourself guru, the one and only Deanna Morris, stepped up in here, styling and profiling. Y'all should see her shoes. What size shoe you wear?
8.5, sometimes 9.
Okay, so I wasn't going to steal them.
Oh.
I was going to take them out of your closet.
Okay.
Because it's not stealing because I'm telling you.
Absolutely.
But I can't wear your size shoe because I got a big foot. So I was just going to take them and, wear them and post a picture on Instagram and be like, I'm wearing Deanna Morris today. And then you can have your shoes back.
Well, you could wear them as, like slide-ons if you'd like.
It's okay. I got a wide foot.
I understand.
Now I tear your shoes up. And then I have to figure out how to give you the money so you can get you another pair of shoes. So.
Trust me, it wasn't much that I paid for the shoes.
Keep them at the house. Deanna.
Yes, ma'am.
Author of Simply Life, Live in Faith Every Day. Your first book.
Yeah.
How was that experience?
Everything all at one time.
Mm-hmm.
I was afraid.
Sure.
I was called.
Yeah.
I prayed a lot.
Yes.
I said no a lot.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I procrastinated a lot.
Absolutely.
I prayed some more
Mm-hmm.
and finally just said, God, I don't know what you're going to do with this. I'm just going to put it to paper and we'll see what happens.
How long did it take you from start to finish to?
It took me 2 years because I'm not a real writer
Mm-hmm.
and that I've not been trained. I'm not skilled in that.
Right.
It's just something that the Lord put in my heart to do.
Yeah.
And, as my husband said, well, if God tells you to do it, you just do it.
Yeah.
The obedience is the success.
Mm-hmm. That's
So I
wonderful.
said, well, okay, we'll see what happens. As it turned out, I stumbled upon a conference here in town in Greenville.
Mm-hmm.
I had a free ticket.
Mm-hmm.
I went. I just thought it was a women's conference. It was a writers' conference.
Oh, that's
I had
funny.
not written anything.
Right, had no clue.
And so other people would say, oh, do you have a blog? I'm like, well, not really,
Yeah.
Well, but I felt so accepted and loved. And so I think during that conference, the Lord really began to water the seed that He had planted in me earlier when I had no idea that it would come to be a fruitful thing in my life. So,
how did you come up with your cover of the book? Because it's so inviting. It kind of gives me the sense that I know that my life is going to change when I read the first chapter.
oh, wow. This is very deep. I found an image on Canva
Really?
and said, I like that one.
See, that's the do-it-yourself guru I'm trying to tell
And the
you.
green just spoke to me. I don't know, I have a door. I just really, I liked, I
Yeah.
don't know, it just said welcome to me.
Yeah, and that's what I
Mhm.
felt from
Yeah.
when you gave me the book.
So it was a lot of
Some
thought
years ago.
process in that. It was just
Yeah.
like,
That's the simple thought process.
That's right.
So, what do you think made you nervous? Trying to attempt to write the book. Is it the unknown?
Yeah. The unknown, when you read the story of Moses, when God called him to go and lead the people, and he listed all of his excuses of why he should not be the leader. Queen right here. God, I don't have this, I'm not that, I'm not good enough, I'm not blah. And he's like, but over and over again during that time when I was really pressing against it, every message I heard was almost like, God is not calling the equipped, He's calling to equip you in the process. And so that's where I went.
And it's like He calls those that are not perfect. And I think that's the best representation of God,
Yeah.
That's good, Deanna. I want to talk about the first sentence in the book. Ooh.
Oh.
The Lord has given us everything we need for life. And I just want you to explain how powerful that is, because so many of us want so much more in life. But I think it's amazing God has provided us with this, and then from there, in order to have more, we have to work for more.
Right.
Does that make sense? And what's your take on God has given us everything we need in life?
Right. Well, that comes from, I believe, was it 1 Peter? Yeah. then if you read that and you just really settle in on it, what God is saying is, I've already given you everything you have need of. Trust me for the next. Trust me for what is. Trust me for the things you don't understand. So to me, it's a simple introduction to my life or to my spirit that says, you know what, stop striving, stop trying to go and do and have and be, but just settle in on who I am. I've given you everything you need for life and godliness. And so then he goes on to explain what we should add to those things. And they are all found in him. And so we try to make life so much more complicated
Yes,
than
we
it needs
do.
to be.
Than it needs to
Which
be,
was
yeah.
part of the title, Simply Life.
Simply Life,
Just
yeah.
it's just simple.
Yeah.
Just bring it down and
Yeah.
be simple.
In chapter 4, I think you were talking about me. So
Oh dear.
I was really in my feelings, but
Oh.
it is what it is.
Mm.
You talk about rest.
Oh gosh, yes.
And people think it's just sleep, but it's
Mhm.
more to that. It's rest in the mind,
Right.
rest in your soul, rest in your spirit,
Mhm,
because it needs rest to continue for the next day.
Mhm.
And how important is it for us to just rest? And rest doesn't have to mean sleep, but it's
Right.
just, I'm in a quiet place.
Mhm.
I might be listening to meditation, or I might have nothing but silence.
Right.
That's a part of rest.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And just explain why we should strive for rest on a daily basis.
I think it goes back to the verse of scripture that says, "Be still and know that I am the Lord." That means He is Lord of all. So when we take a moment or 30 minutes, or if we can take a day, fantastic. But to really create the space to be still and to be quiet and allow Him to be the Lord. Stop producing, stop striving, stop creating, stop thinking, and just be still. My favorite time to be still is in the morning times when I can sit and just listen to the birds sing and the house is quiet. That cup of comfort in my hands, you know. Coffee, thank you. I believe Jesus had coffee.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
In my faith walk, He had
Yeah,
coffee,
yeah.
and He has it with me. And so, just those being still and just acknowledging, you know what, Lord, you're the Lord. I'm just going to be still and enjoy this moment of Your presence.
Do you think Jesus would have creamer in his coffee?
It would be organic, I'm sure. Oh, it would be fresh from the cow, maybe, or the sheep,
I think
or
so.
wherever they got milk. I think they drank
Jesus,
goat's
don't use goat's milk, because
milk. It's a little.
yeah, you can
Amy.
use cow's milk.
Yeah.
Because we have almond milk, when, you know. Anyway,
Yeah.
okay.
No, they just ate almonds.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah. Oh,
Mhm. I guess, I don't know.
Yeah. You think Jesus would like a dark roast or a light roast?
Dark roast.
Every
single
It just gives them that extra oomph.
It just tastes like coffee. Yeah. And He would have drank good coffee, not the kind of coffee that needs help.
Yes.
Like creamer and sugar and
Yes,
stuff.
yes,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
It would already be perfect.
It would be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
People are like, this is a good cup. This is a good cup of Joe.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. We got you, Jesus.
That's
In chapter 11,
Okay.
now, y'all gotta get the book, because it's more like, I feel like it's a daily devotional.
Yes, that's how it evolved. Yes.
It's 30 chapters.
Right.
And you
Mhm.
can read it 30 days.
Yes.
One
Mhm.
day per chapter. Listen,
Right. Mhm.
you talked about forgiveness.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with forgiveness, but depending on the situation
Mm-hmm.
and who has maybe hurt me,
Right. Right.
I know that I will forgive, and I know that I have to forgive based on my faith,
Right.
but it may take me a while to forgive.
Yes.
And why is it important to be obedient when it comes to forgiveness? Because it, you know, if I'm out to get you for what you've done, I'm coming for you.
Right. Yes. Yes. Well, forgiveness is a choice that we make. It's not a feeling. And I think when we are offended or harmed, or rightfully so, you know, and then we're presented with the opportunity to forgive.
Yeah.
It is a choice. Now, that doesn't negate, we've got feelings surrounding the event, the words, the relationship. So that's where I believe it goes back to love the Lord God, your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. Is taking those emotions of the hurt, the offense, the whatever it is between you and that person back to the Lord and saying, God, I choose to forgive, but this is still how I feel. Let's work on this. And so allowing the Holy Spirit to just really cultivate the fruit of the Spirit in your life, so that the forgiveness is not just something you choose, but something you actually then learn to feel toward that person or situation. And it takes time, but that's where your walk with the Lord comes in, because it's a step by step living in faith every day, sometimes every moment or second, depending on where the thoughts come from.
And you get some sense of freedom when you forgive too.
You do. And it's easier to receive the forgiveness than sometimes to extend it.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah.
This is why Gianna's so good at what she does.
I don't know about good.
You just summed that up. Because I would have went way to the right, like, yeah.
Hey,
Then,
can I say living the lyric over here? I mean, what I wrote in that book are things that I've had to live through and still work through every day. So
that's good, a living testimony.
Yeah,
That's good.
That's why I kind of wrote it in story form.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, your husband, Mike.
Yeah.
Hi, Mike.
Hey, baby. Hunky hubby.
Do you?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you want me to step away from
No,
it?
thank
Oh,
you.
okay.
No,
I didn't know.
He knows what I mean.
Oh, yes.
That's right.
That's a wife for
I
you.
better rein that in. I'm a previous wife. I'm not supposed to talk like that.
Yes, we can. I give you permission to. So, did you have a team? I know Mike was very supportive, and he definitely pushed you to step out of your element to do this. But was there anybody else in your team that helped you get your project completed?
My team, so far as in my church or
Church,
my
friends,
friends. I had
family?
some friends that were introduced into my life at the right time, at the right place, and just who helped encourage me. And I got involved with some things that they were doing, and they were able to help mentor me and point me in the right direction of some resources that I needed. And so again, it was just how God was unfolding that journey of, this is what I've called you to. I know you don't know what you're doing, but I do. So I'm going to let you meet this person and that person, and so I absolutely have to say that God allowed it to unfold as it did, because I could not have created the opportunity without it. Yeah.
Absolutely. What's where's your favorite place to write, or just to be in that quiet zone and you can zone into your writing?
I probably have a few favorite places. When I say outside, I like to be either on like a covered porch, somewhere where I can hear the outdoor. A lot of times I'll play some quiet, reflective music, something that's not intrusive, but just sort of helps keep me, I guess maybe it's the rhythm that keeps me focused, I'm not sure. But then my journal is probably where a lot of the thought processes come from. And then as I start to write, it just, kind of comes together from that.
Nice.
But again, I'm still learning, so
Yeah.
I'm not sure I've navigated the right process yet.
Did you experience writer's block where it's just like, I can't do anything right now?
The worst thing is when you're driving down the car going to wherever you're going, and you're like, oh, I had such a great thought.
Yeah.
And you are in traffic and you can't write it down, and whatever, I'm going to remember this. And then later you think, well, what was that I thought about?
Yeah.
It was so good in the moment.
Yeah.
And so that's when I have to say, okay, well, Lord, if it was that good, you'll have to remind me later because I don't remember. So,
do you get a lot of your thoughts in the bathroom?
In the bathtub.
Why
Yes.
is that? I was just
because that's quiet and calm.
It's quiet and calm.
That's why we
I
need
was
to be
just talking
still.
to one of our friends about that last night. I said, why don't we come up with all of our ideas in the bathroom? And mine is usually I'm sitting on the toilet. Sorry, y'all. I'm like, really, God?
Well, sometimes that's the only time you can find peace and quiet. Because the door's locked. Literally. Hopefully.
Do not judge me, but all of my thoughts come when I'm on the toilet. I'm like, can I just be in the shower one day? Can I at least be at the sink? No, I'm always on the toilet.
That's right.
It's awful.
Well, I can't help you with that, so.
See, and she's supposed to be my friend. Okay. Deanna Morris.
Wait, time out. Keep a notebook in the bathroom. And a pen. There you go. That was my tip for the day.
I can do that. I can do that.
Some people read, some people need to write. I don't know.
And I can be like, oh, before I get off the toilet, be write this down real quick.
We're going downhill fast.
Listen, Deanna, we're going to take a break.
Okay.
We're going to listen to a song by Marlo Hughes.
All right,
The
great.
girl can sing her butt off. It's called Thank You for Loving Me, Marlo. Thank you for submitting this in. Hey, we'll be right back with Deanna Morris. She's my girl. She's your do-it-yourself guru. Don't hate. She's my friend. I'm just joking. For real.
It's been amazing having you in my life. You have nurtured me so I could grow up right, always there by my side. Though I can be a pain, all that I want to say is thanks for loving me.